infinite, eternal consciousness.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones asking you for a minute of your time to tell you about soap. Not detergents, but good old-fashioned pure soap made by the Cal-Ben Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company. My family, staff, friends, and radio listeners are constantly telling me how much they love these products for bath, hair, laundry, and dishes. There is nothing like these factory-direct, big money-saving, triple-concentrated soaps anywhere. Get a free detailed catalog by calling 800-340-7091 or see them online at 5starsoap.com or Infowars.com. Let's talk to the owner of 5 Star Soap, Marty Schachter, and see what he has to say.
As founder and owner for over 63 years, people keep asking me, how's business? I'm happy to say our business is going down the drain. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 or visit our website, 5starsoap.com, for buying our 1 to 2 month soap sampler. Thank you.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs Generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs Generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs Generator. Very easy to follow, step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs Generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
What do you mean I don't believe in God? Talk to him every day. What do you mean I don't support your
David Icke is our guest, and we're going to continue talking with him about other geopolitical issues that we are facing. And he's going to come back on with us in early October. He's coming to New York and to San Francisco then, so we're going to have him back on then as well. Before we go back to David Icke and get his take on the Iran situation, which he said he wanted to talk about during the break, and that was one of my questions, so I'm glad he raised it. I want to tell you about some made-in-American products, and one of them is Diamond Gusset Jeans. They're wonderful. They've got motorcycle jeans, regular jeans, shorts, shirts. It's all made right here in the U.S. Everything is made right here in the U.S., in Georgia and Tennessee. It's gussetclothing.com, Gusset, clothing.com, or give them a call, 888-8-GUSSET, 888-8-GUSSET. We really make an attempt to get Made in America sponsors. And these are high-quality jeans. They're basically like Levi's, but they're incredibly high quality and last so much longer. Find out why Diamond Gusset jeans are special and different at gussetclothing.com or 888-8-GUSSET, 888-8-GUSSET. And finally, I want to tell you about mysolarbackup.com. This is a great plug-and-play generator for your work shed or your campsite or in your home, or you can get several of them and run your whole house. We've been promoting these for 3 years, and our listeners just love them. It's got a plug-and-play control system, the battery system, and the solar panel. MySolarBackup.com. That's one word, MySolarBackup.com. The globalists don't own the sun yet, folks, so take action today. Start moving towards getting off the grid. You can call and get a free information package at 877-327-0365, 877-327-0365, MySolarBackup.com. Now, going back to David Icke, his website's davidicke.com. He's going to be speaking in 5 days in South Africa. He's coming to the United States in October. David, tell us about some of the other places you're going to be speaking in the world.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing's exploding, which is all part of this awakening. I'm going to go to Prague. I'm going to go to New York, Times Square in October, and San Francisco, Amsterdam, Ukraine, Barcelona, Lisbon, Portugal. I'm going to Stockholm, Sweden, and I'm coming to L.A. Next year. And so it's amazing what's happening. I mean, you know, I couldn't fill a phone box 15 years ago. And so, you know, this awakening is not a myth. It's happening all over the world. And this is what's putting the control system into panic mode.
Well, I agree with you. They are going into panic mode. Now, specifically, though, you talked about fear. And if they can keep you in fear, you'll go into a catatonic, learned helplessness state. I've seen the psychological studies the governments and corporations are obsessed with. But these particular vaccines that they call cognitive enhancers, they want to give school kids, the troops. They're pushing it like, oh, it's the great new toy coming out in a few months, but you can't get it yet. They're really hyping it with hundreds of these new things that are coming online. They say they want to stop fear and anxiety, but the way I read it is it's going to block regular steroids interacting in the brain, which show aggression or resistance or determination. So for me, when I say fear, I get fearful, so I take action. But I guess that really isn't fear. That's resistance. And so so if they want us to be in fear, why then would they come out with vaccines that just completely block it where you're an emotionless jellyfish? I guess that's the next stage?
Well, that's the next stage, exactly, because, you know, once you've got a drug control of the body, then suddenly you're doing it in a different way. You're fundamentally destabilizing the body in another way, as opposed to the fear itself. See, what the body is, it's an information blueprint. Think the green codes in the Matrix movie. It's an information blueprint. Now, when that blueprint is in its prime state, we are healthy, we think sharply, we are functioning perfectly.
We're creative, we're decisive, we're beautiful, we're in tune with the universe.
And we can see through what we can't see when we're in a closed state. Now, what we need to do, I would suggest, is see everything as information if we're going to understand what's going on here, because this is how deeper in the rabbit hole. So when someone puts a virus or whatever into a body, it's information. The virus is information. It's introducing rogue, distorting information that distorts the blueprint, the basic blueprint of the body. And that means that the blueprint is distorted, so in some way we're going to be distorted through physical health, through emotional health, or through mental health. This is what's going on. It's all about information. And just going back to what I said a few minutes ago, the power of our consciousness to balance back and hold that blueprint is immense. This, you know, that wonderful story of the American professor who was doing research on LSD, went out to the East and talked to some mystic guy who'd spent his life focusing on the power of the mind and everything. And he gave him LSD, nothing happened. He gave him more LSD, nothing happened. He gave him an heroic dose of LSD, and the guy just sat there and smiled at him. It didn't have any effect because he was using his mind to overpower the effect of the drug. Now, we can do this. This is where this new epoch is going, where we understand the true power of consciousness and the mind. What the control system has spent so much time doing, and is doing today more than anything, is to try to hold us in a low, closed mind, closed vibrational state, so we cannot access that natural power we have, the true self, to resist all this multi-level stuff that's being thrown at us.
Well, that was my other issue. That was my other issue, is that we see in the natural world with bugs, with insects, with microorganisms, and with animals, that over time, a lot of times under poison or drugs or antibiotics, things just get stronger over time. And clearly the globalists know this. They know that all their poisoning, and I've seen this in their literature, they've said that with a certain minority, it's actually accelerating awakening and having the opposite effect.
Yeah, because of this epoch change that's going on, we're now seeing a very clear forking in the road where on one kind of track, if you like, there are people that are staying closed-minded, they're following the system, they're doing and perceiving as they're told to do and perceive, and now this is ever-gathering other section of society, which is getting bigger all the time, which is expanding its consciousness, it's opening its mind, it's saying, look, I'm going to put a blank sheet of paper here, and I'm not going to let preconceived belief, preconceived idea to edit my perception. I'm going to let information and my experience lead me to what I think is reality, what I think is happening in the world, and not what I've been programmed to believe is me and reality and what is going on in the world before. And that is, I mean, I'm sure you've seen this, Alex. I mean, it's so obvious now. There is this clear parting of the ways between those two groups of people in the world, that which is staying closed and that which is demonstrably opening its mind, and it's becoming more and more blatant all the time.
I totally agree with you, and that now leads us to financial collapse as a way to control us, as their own documents state, but also the Iran situation. Break that down for us, David Icke.
Well, for Iran, I mean, to understand a massive part of that, all you've got to do is read Zbigniew Brzezinski's book, The Grand Chessboard, in which he said about an area of the world called Eurasia, which is basically, for people who haven't come across this, from Europe and the Middle East across through to China and across China. And this is what he said in the book in 1997. How America manages Eurasia is critical. A power that dominates Eurasia would control two of the world's three most advanced economically productive regions. A mere glance at the map also suggests that control over Eurasia would almost automatically entail Africa's subordination, rendering the Western Hemisphere and Oceania geopolitically peripheral to the world's central continent. About 75% of the world's people live in Eurasia, and most of the world's physical wealth is there as well, both in its enterprises and underneath its soil. Eurasia accounts for about 3/4 of the world's known energy resources. And then you look at a map of Eurasia, particularly one part of it, and that is a line of countries from Israel across through to China. And it's like a wanted list of the control system. You have in that line of countries Iraq. They're in there. They've got control of Iraq as a result of that spurious invasion. In that line of countries is Afghanistan. They've got that, at least they're in there and have a massive foothold in there. Next to Afghanistan, between that and China, is Pakistan, which, as we know, they're systematically undermining with false flag terrorist events and massive weather situations which may well not be natural. And then you look at a big elephant in the living room that would connect Iraq to Afghanistan and basically, apart from Syria, which they're also targeting more and more, of course, with propaganda, they would complete that line of countries from Israel right across to China, which is what they want. And that elephant in the living room connecting Iraq to Afghanistan is Iran. And that's why they want that. And if they can't find a reason that people will accept, and they've not yet, what they'll do in the end, because their time scale is not infinite and quite the opposite, is they'll try to go in there, or they will go in there just without asking anybody. You know, well, we got to go, guys. You know, we can't wait any longer.
And that's their geopolitical. That's their geopolitical aim. But at the same time, there's the trillions in weapon sales. There's the domestic excuse to clamp down on the West, to stage terror attacks and say that Iran has done it. And we know that's the real target.
Exactly. And then you look up north from that line of countries, and you're into Georgia, and you're into Kazakhstan, and you're going up to the Russian border then. And this is all Eurasia, all this area